this all foods fit in moderation dogma that doesn't have an evidence base is very, very helpful to people with restrictive eating disorders. You know, and it's an important part of treatment for anybody with a restrictive eating disorder, whether their formal diagnosis is binge eating disorder or atypical anorexia, which is often comorbid with obesity, or regular old like anorexia nervosa, right? So there's an important place for it, but it certainly isn't applicable to every person with an eating problem. And it's particularly harmful for people who have a food addiction and not an eating disorder, or people who have an eating disorder plus food addiction, right? So those are the trickiest patients because you're really walking a line between I don't want to make restrictive eating and rigidity and diet mentality worse, but I also don't want to make the brain addiction worse by continued exposures of foods that are truly at the biological, biochemical level, worsening a person's neurobiology. So unfortunately, if my kid, for example, was in an eating disorder treatment center and I came in and said, hey, you know, I've been abstinent from sugar for 25 years or 20 years, 25 years now, they would take one look at me and say, Mom has an eating disorder, which is, I think, pretty much par for the course, and is going to be until we build up the evidence base around comorbid eating disorders and food addiction and the treatment evidence base really for food addiction by itself.